I was sad. I was sad this morning when I heard the news, though I understand why the news came about. I was not going to, as the host of a national college football show, pass on the opportunity to pay tribute, as I will again after his final show this fall, to Lee Corso, who has been a staple of this sport for my entire life and since before I began consuming the sport. Now, Corso's headgear picks and viral moments are the stuff of legends, but more than anything, what Lee Corso has brought to college game day is a marker. It's a marker that you look forward to every Saturday morning, that I've looked forward to every Saturday morning since I was 5 years old. I watched game day. I almost never miss game day since I was a little kid. And if there was only one part of game day that I wanted to watch or that I could watch, maybe I'd slept a little later that day. Or if I slept past all of game day, maybe I was in a different time zone or something, wanted to see the headgear pick. And those moments come very, very rarely. Very rarely. There are not a lot of those in all of sports, whether it's a call, a moment, an interaction, a signal, whatever it is. When you say Lee Corso, the person, if you're talking to someone who knows who he is and what he's all about, you think of the headgear immediately. You think of it right away because that's what he's known for. That's what he has become so iconic for. And he will have one final show, I believe their first game day of the year. I don't think they've got a location yet. I'd keep my eye on Miami, Notre Dame. That's one of the bigger games of week one. It's a great week one slate of college football. So there are a number of different places they could go. He's going to do one final show, one final headgear pick. And I tell you what, you might not see me come out of my office that day. You might not see me come out of my apartment. I might just stay there the entire day because I might not want to see anyone knowing it will be the last time. And I know the last few years have been tough because he's had health complications, but I appreciate that amidst all of that, he wanted to continue bringing people something they love. I think fundamentally that's what it was for him. Just doing something that people enjoy. And he obviously enjoyed it. I mean, you can't watch him for as long as we all have, as many times as we all have, and not enjoy what he was doing. But we all got to enjoy it too. And I think seeing someone who was not just a legend in the sport as a coach, but transcended that even more so as the headgear guy, as a college game day analyst, like, it's not going to be the same. They say the only constant is change. Unfortunately, that's true. And game day will change. And it will be an emotional day on set for the first college game day of the year. I already feel for Herb Street and Davis and all the guys who will have to be there with Coach Corso in that moment because, man, that's just going to be a bunch of grown men crying on TV. That's what's going to happen because that's what Coach deserves. And every single sport, every single league needs people like Lee Corso that everybody likes, who just shows up and he just loves the sport. That's it. He talks about it, engages people with it, goes to all these campuses and takes photos and gets with the fans and all that sort of stuff. Like, every single sport needs its Lee Corso. College basketball, Dick Vitale. You need those sorts of personalities that draw people in. They're hard to come by. You can't identify, you can't coach or teach how to be, as iconic as Lee Corso is. You either have it or you don't. And he had it. Because that headgear pick, you wanted that. You wanted to see that every Saturday. I always wanted to see that. And I'm going to miss not seeing it. And some school out there is going to have humongous bragging rights because they'll be the last headgear that Corso ever picked. I believe Brutus for Ohio State was his first because he always describes Brutus as his first love. But those sorts of people deserve their day in the sun, deserve their recognition. And I wish Coach Corso all the best and a well-deserved retirement for everything he's brought to the sport that, as you can probably tell, I really, really love. So, thank you, Coach, and I can't wait to watch you one more time. We're just over 4 months away from having actual football games. I wanted to get to this story as well. The NCAA has implemented some new rules to combat fake injuries. This is great. In this segment is a relaxer. Don't worry, we'll get back to the portal in the third segment on today's show. It's a bit of a relaxer for people who are like, man, does everything have to be transfer portal? Does everything have to be Nico? Well, first of all, here you go. And second of all, these are humongous stories in the sport. This is a non-zero thing because this sport gets so few things right. Lee Corso is right with the sport. Combating fake injuries is a good move. Shout out the NCAA. So, according to On3 Sports, they tweeted the following, quote, "If medical personnel are forced to enter the field of play to evaluate an injured player after the ball is spotted by the officiating crew," important caveat there, "the player's team will be charged a timeout. If that team doesn't have any remaining timeouts, a 5-yard delay of game penalty will be assessed." Round of applause. Round of applause for the people that realize this isn't good. Nobody likes this. It's not a good thing for the sport. And you know what? I have to give these sorts of moments their due time on the air because it happens so infrequently that we actually get something right, that we realize collectively, well, I shouldn't say we, they realize, whoever they might be in a given instance, this is not a good thing for the sport. This is not a healthy development. And the caveat in there, again, it's not if you get injured, during a play, because then every injury could be a 5-yard penalty. You have to take time out. If the player is injured, quote unquote, after the ball is spotted, and then he's just like, oh, my leg. He's like Scott Van Pelt in that, or John Anderson, I think it is, in that This Is Sports Center commercial with Abby Wambach and faking injuries. He just goes down, oh, my ankle. Oh, I won't work for weeks. Okay, we saw guys doing this all the time. So once the ball is spotted, you can't go down. Thank goodness.